I think I finally understand why Dr. Joe wants us to focus on space in his meditation. So I'm currently rereading a lot of his books, and right now I'm rereading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And in this book, he talks about convergent focus and divergent focus. So, convergent focus is when you're focusing on just one thing and it's very like tunnel vision. And divergent focus is when you're focusing on all the possibilities, right? And so a good example of this is when somebody is not well, like when somebody is feeling like physical pain in their body. That is usually the only thing that they can focus on, right? And I mean, if you feel pain in your body, it's hard sometimes to think of anything else. And divergent focus is when you're focusing on everything else but that pain. And for you to focus beyond the pain, you have to go beyond the body. And so when he says, feel the space between your neck and your shoulder, or like feel the space behind your head, he's literally just asking you to shift your focus from your body to this space above you and this space behind you. So when he's saying, can you feel the space between your ears in space? Like he's just prompting you to go beyond your body and have a more divergent focus. When he says, can you feel the space between your ears or your eyes or whatever, I am able to place my awareness on this empty space that is outside of me. The simple way that he explains it is where you place your awareness is where your consciousness is. So right now, I can place my awareness on this curtain. Like if I close my eyes, I can place my awareness on the space where the curtain is. And so I'm currently right there. Like my consciousness is right there, even though my body is here, because my awareness is here. And so when you practice this long enough, you will be able to learn to move beyond your body, because you're constantly practicing to place your consciousness and your awareness outside of your body. So even when you're in the quantum field in his meditations and you're, receiving information in the quantum field, you're not really receiving it as this body. It's your consciousness that travels to the quantum field. And that takes practice. It doesn't have to take a long time. I know that people that do Joe Dispenza meditations literally feel the transformation in a few days and, like a few weeks. But in order to really get good at placing your consciousness outside of your body, you would need to practice his meditations almost every single day. Like I've been doing it on and off for about a year, but right now consistently for about like nearly 60 days. And I'm just learning so much about myself every single time that I sit on that chair, my meditation chair, to meditate. Don't feel discouraged if you have days or moments where you just feel like you had a bad meditation, because there's no such thing as a bad meditation. Like every time you teach your body to sit down and to shift your focus inwards and outwards, you're already doing a great job. You're priming your body to sit, and you're interrupting a pattern, where maybe usually you would scroll or check your ex's social media, right? But it's like in those moments that you want to do that and you're filling your energy and time doing something else, you should be proud of yourself. If you've been trying his meditations for a while and you feel like it's getting you nowhere, just keep going, because the goal is not to get anything outside of you. It's actually to change you. It's to make you realize that you are so much more than your thoughts and your earthly beliefs and your emotions, that you are consciousness that can travel, that can place your awareness, and consciousness that can be anywhere at any time. Like, you are not bound by time and space. One of the most powerful stories that he shares inside the course that I'm doing is when he did like a 15-minute meditation of, placing his awareness outside of his body. And he said that he felt his consciousness was at his front door. And when he opened the door, he expected to see his front yard. But instead, he saw Hyde Park in London. And he was not Dr. Joe. He was, like some half African, half American person in London at the time. And he was like, everybody was wearing top hats, and there was like this white mansion. And so he literally, his consciousness was living another timeline and another life in the span of 15 minutes. Because when he came back, he was like, wow, I did a lot. Like, he spoke to people, he had a life, and he came back and he's like, that was 15 minutes. Like, what? But that was one of his first few moments that really taught him that he is so much more than his body, and that he is not just Dr. Joe. Like, he is consciousness, and he is able to create and live any reality that he chooses to, because every reality is possible in the quantum field. You just have to be willing to focus and live it. And so obviously now he's getting better at, focusing and like choosing the timeline that he wants to live and the life that he wants to live. But it all starts with your willingness to show up every single day, and your willingness to, learn how your consciousness can travel, and to place your awareness at different moments or lives in the quantum field. So yeah, just thought I would share that, the difference between divergent and convergent focus. And I hope that it helps somebody today. All right, I'll see you next time.